Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the No One is Homeless YouTube podcast. I'm Marilyn Brummitt, and I just love coming and presenting, helping the homeless, helping the needy in our community. And the vision of the Caring Place with this No One, I always put the number one, is Homeless YouTube podcast, is to be able to hear the heart of the homeless person who is out on the street. So many of us, we talk about, what can be done, what has to be done, what did we do, what's coming up, and we do that also here at the Caring Place. But our vision is also to hear from that heart of that person who's out on the street. What are the barriers? What is keeping them on the street and not coming in to a shelter, a place where they can get their life back on track? And so today we have an excellent interview. Our president, Tony Velasuso, is the man on the street. He's doing the interview, and he's talking to a man. His name is Terry. And Terry, right off, when he begins to talk to him, he starts talking about the lack of him having stable residency. Now, let's just cut away right now to this wonderful interview.
You're outside in the line of the Caring Place to eat, shower, change your clothes. We want to show and educate our public what is the most difficult thing that Terry is facing being homeless.
Stable residency.
So stable residency. So there's nothing else that's holding you back. There's no addiction. There's no medication that you're not getting. What is a typical day for Terry when he's out in the streets?
Stay focused. Stay from getting on drugs.
So right now you're clean.
Yeah.
So why are you here today then? When was the last program that you were in?
House of Hope in Broward.
House of Hope in Broward. How many programs have you been in, Terry?
I've been in probably 15 programs.
Well, you might be questioning 15 programs. He has tried 15 programs, and yet he's still on the street. And, that is something that just, it crushes my heart to hear that someone is struggling that much. But one of the indications when you hear that, it does indicate in our experience with dealing with so many people, not saying it for him exactly, but it is an experience that we have seen, that it indicates mental illness, that there is something there that is, it could be depression, depression, mental illness, all that is tied in together, something that is not quite right. And maybe it's a lack of taking medication. Maybe there's more to it. We don't know because we're just listening to this man on the street. But I want to right now talk to Lian. Lian, you're here with me on the No One is Homeless YouTube podcast, and you're no stranger to this podcast. You have seen, I know, as on a daily basis, we see those come in for, a meal, showers, clean clothing, and sometimes it's an addiction, and he does talk about that, but it's like the chicken and the egg. We don't know, did the addiction come first, then the mental illness come first, or then that leads to addiction. But we do know that mental illness is a high probability that there is something going on with that person that's kind of keeping them on the street.
Yes, absolutely. And we've seen it with our own residents, right? I mean, I remember when I was more involved in the training of our residents in the office, that was one thing that I used to hear from them. Oh, this is my 5th program, or my number 3, or my number 4. And I always wondered, why didn't the other ones work, right? And of course, as I got to know them better, and as they got evaluated by our clinic staff and by our doctors, and, obviously we understood more of what the problem was for. I mean, I always say every person is so unique and special and different, right? But I always wondered about that. Every time they tell me, I mean, in the case of Terry, we're looking at 15 programs. I mean, that's a lot.
Well, you know something, I think that you and I and the public can equate that to maybe how many times did you try to do weight loss? You know, how many programs of weight loss did one try
Yes.
before finally it happened?
Or trying to quit smoking, or
There you go.
I mean, you're right. That's a good reference, right? But what makes me sad is that I know that so many organizations, programs in our community like ours, we do so much great work to help individuals like Terry, right? So what makes me sad is that 15 up to now haven't been able to do it, right? Or he hasn't been able to do it. So I always want to know more.
And one thing that I've learned as I've even talked to many of our graduates, okay, and they have actually told me, I remember one particular one, I've been here almost, 23 years now, and I remember someone way back when I was new, I was green, and they told me it was their 9th time to come in even to the caring place. Now, it's kind of unusual to hear, and I've learned that maybe 2 or 3 times, but 9 was kind of a high number. And what he told me was this: I wasn't ready. Each and every time I thought I was, but then I always had a barrier as to why I couldn't complete the program.
Yes.
That I wanted to do it too fast. I got anxious about something, and sometimes that total surrender is really the key of completing a program and saying, I'm going to do it no matter what. I'm not going to let any excuse, even in my own brain,
Yes.
to stop me. And so we know that issue is there, but that's why we don't stop. We continue to care. Let's go back and hear the rest of the interview where Tony Velasuso is talking to Terry right there on the street. In fact, it's right there next to our building where he's basically in a line coming in for a meal. But let's listen more to Terry.
What do you think is missing from you making the connection to your sobriety and your home? And your home that you seem that you wanted, that you desire?
Learning how to control my emotions and feelings and not run from them or let them destroy me. Because that's what I've been going through with, and I just learning that that's what it was.
What is the latest that Terry's facing in the streets? What's the latest thing that happened as of yesterday that you're facing that is another hurdle for the homeless community?
Me trying to get in a program sober before I even think about doing drugs. Yeah, and I'm sober right now. I'm trying to get in one. I'm still ain't getting one yet.
Sometimes we don't get what we want. You've been in there 15 times. What do you think would work better for the homeless population?
Really see if people is really mental. There's a lot of mental going on, and nobody's not getting help with the mental. So that's where they're lacking at too. Because now, because you're not mental, you cannot get in so many positions because you're not getting evaluated the right way.
Okay, so mental illness is an obstacle to you getting the help that you need, and it's mainly one of your big battles, right? So if you're telling the people that are listening or watching, hey, mental illness is a big issue out here for us. We're not getting evaluated right. People are not helping us the right way. Your cry to us is we need more help for those that are battling with mental illness. Now, if you would have to look at the camera and talk to the caring place and the people that donate to the caring place, what would you like to tell them?
What would I like to tell them? That the care place is one of the places what keep people from even doing crime because you have something to eat. Without having something to eat, it would be a lot of crime going on. At least people could eat, the crime rate will stay down, and people still feel kind of comfortable, more comfortable, because they got somewhere they can run to. And that's why I'm at the place where I'm at right now, and not standing at a store, not doing none of that because I can eat here. I can take a shower. I can drink water. They got Twizzlers out here right now, like stuff like that.
Well, we at the caring place care for you. Hopefully, you could talk to the staff. They can put you where you need to be. We're just grateful that you're alive and that you're not committing a crime and that you're doing something with, something positive with your day today. Thank you, Terry, for taking time to be with us, okay?
Well, I think that was a good interview. We really did get to hear the heart of Terry, and I thought it was interesting how he correlated that being able to come to the caring place for a meal, a good meal, showers, clean clothes. It cut down on crime in the area because the homeless know where they can go to get that good meal, and they don't have to rob or steal or, do something that they shouldn't be doing, because they know they can come and they're going to get that good meal, and they do rely on it. And that's where sometimes I know that some people say, well, is that enabling the person? Well, it's a borderline, yes. I'm not going to say it doesn't. But because we're here and kind of in their face saying, are you ready to come in to a life-changing program? Letting them know that we are here. The door is open, and we want you to come in. And Lian, you are boots on the ground because you're working with volunteers and always giving tours to donors. You see the lines, you see the people standing there, and you kind of see the outcome of what really is happening.
Yeah, and I hope we get another opportunity with Terry, right? I hope that we get an opportunity for him to come back to one of our events. I mean, we have Heart for the Homeless. This is something that we do every year on Valentine's Day. Nonetheless, right? We want to show love to those in our community. And so hopefully we get an opportunity to tell Terry, hey, Terry, we know the challenges. We know what you've gone through, but can we tell you about the program, right? Can we? And I'm sure Mr. Villasuso did that during the interview, before. Sometimes what I do see is that they're not ready. They may not be ready that one day, but if you, maybe another day when they're in a better mindset.
Another meal,
another shower.
Opportunity.
Yes. So during the Heart for the Homeless and many other events that we do here at the Caring Place, the idea is that we go, I want to say the extra mile, right? Because we do that meal and that shower constantly. But when we do a special event such as Valentine's Day, Heart for the Homeless, we decorate, we invite special groups of volunteers. They wear something red or pink. And so we are festive, right? We're showing that love. We put tablecloth on the tables. We put something as a centerpiece. We make it extra special for them, right? And through that meal and the giveaways, we always have a gift, right, to give them, because it's a celebration, right? But the idea and the goal is always to let them know.
And they always get a Valentine card.
Always get made by our volunteers. I mean, I just finished talking earlier to a school that wants to involve the children in making, decorating, and creating these Valentine Day cards. And I know that's very special because I've seen tears of joy from our guests that receive them.
So they said, I haven't gotten a Valentine card, I don't know when, and to think that somebody, and then they can see that it was handmade.
Yes. Personally made for them.
Yeah, very personal.
Right? Very personal.
And they'll carry it out.
Again, I've seen tears. I've seen people keep it. I've seen people asking, can we take them? And we're like, they're for you.
Yeah.
So my job here every time that I sit with you is to invite those that are seeing what we're doing, right? You are invited. You're invited to take a tour. You're invited to give back. You're invited to volunteer with us. Our doors are open. We're very transparent about the work that we're doing to help others in our community. So we're inviting you to reach out to us. Everything that you're thinking is going to help us.
Yeah, and another way, I just want to remind you, you can help us, especially with these YouTube podcasts. I call it the 3 S's. You can subscribe. Oh, that would help so much. Just subscribe to this channel so when we do a new one, it's going to pop up and you're going to be able to see it. Also, smash, that like, that bell, either one of those, and also share it with someone else. Send it to other people that that care about the hurting, the homeless, the needy. I want them to also be able to hear these interviews of that person on the street who is struggling with housing, with addiction, with mental illness. And another way, Lian, they can go to our website, and how would they go? There's a special landing page.
caringplace.org/TCP, as in The Caring Place. So caringplace.org TCP.
That's right. Please go to our website, caringplace.org/TCP. You say, what's TCP? Well, the Caring Place. So we're just giving the acronym TCP, so that's easy to remember. When you go to that landing page, you're going to see a breakdown for so many meals. So it's $27 to be able to provide 10 meals, and then it goes up from that. You know, last year we provided nearly a million meals. So just during this time of year, there's about 250,000 meals that will be provided just at the beginning of the year here. So we have multiple campuses in Miami and Broward. So there is a lot of people that come to us for that meal. And my husband, the previous president here, always said, hope begins with a meal. And that is really true. We see that every day, and we heard that from Terry, saying that he knew where to come for a good meal, and that's what we want to hear, that they know where to come, because when they're ready to make that decision to come in off the street, to come into a life-changing program. And we're going to pray for Terry that the 16th time that he comes into a program, that is the one that really makes a change. Many people, it's the first time, or maybe it's the second or the third. The main thing is we don't want to give up. We want to keep reaching out to that person. I remember I talked to somebody 5 years out on the street. And every time I saw him, I asked him, are you ready? And he knew when I was I'd always give him something. And that's why he didn't run away from me, because he knew that I was going to give him something. I'd give him hygiene. I gave him something to eat, bottles of water. I always had something. I gave him sometimes a new shirt. So I wanted him to know that he was loved, he was cared for. But I always asked, are you ready? And that's the main thing. The Caring Place is here when that person says, I am ready. So I know you always have wonderful outreaches to help those. You make it festive, you make it special, even though we feed every day. When you do a special outreach, Lian, you got tablecloths, you got decorations, and as Heart for the Homeless is coming, there's going to be presents and Valentine cards. So it's going to be a wonderful time. But the question is always going to be, as those people do come in, are you ready for a real life change? Well, thank you for listening to our No One is Homeless YouTube channel. We hope that you will like, you will subscribe, you'll share, you'll smash that bell, and continue to follow us as we bring to you more interviews from people that are on the street, so you know what their heart is. And we want to continue to pray for that one to come in for a new life change. Thank you, and God bless you.
My name's Ivory, and I'm a part of the mission. And the mission is a really good place for the homeless, and I'm a part of that. But for the donors that are donating, without them we couldn't do this. It makes it a better place for us to live in and to eat food. Thank you.